Hey everyone, welcome back to Filigree Racing. This is the start of our season 2. In this video, we're just going to kind of be recapping kind of what's been going on for all of this last season, but we're going to be showing you what we're going to be changing in the car, what needs to go, what our plans for updates are, and that's basically where this video is going to go. So if you don't want to see what's coming in this season, then tune out now. If you want to see what's going to be built, what's coming, what we're up to, then you're going to want to go ahead and you're going to watch this. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull it in. We're going to start in the engine bay and then we're going to work our way around to the back. Okay, so nice little wide shot of the engine bay. Now, this here is our Corksport short ram intake. This is going away. I don't like it. I'm going to be going through. I'll probably end up building a new intake specific for this car. I may sell them online. I may not. I haven't disclosed that yet. Now, everyone's like, well, we already seen the battery. Yes, that's going away. What's going to end up happening is all of this wiring, all this good stuff that we all love oh so much, you know, stock wiring, all that stuff needs to be pulled off anyways for the engine to come out. So when it comes out, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be redoing all of it. I do not know what exactly I'm going to do as far as the ECU. I may just kind of build a bracket to kind of sit it right here. That might be the easiest solution for it. Now, it also does have all of this, which is protected, which is extra run material. So I may end up going ahead and sliding it over here. The battery, I'm going to be putting it inside the cab. It is a lithium iron battery, so it's completely safe to go inside the car. But this might go over here. It might be a bracket over here. I haven't decided yet. I do want to clean up all of this wiring and all that stuff. Now, I know you guys have been seeing, so I've been waiting for, see if we can get in here, this little connector right here to be able to build this clutch line right here. So that clutch line's coming. I will be building that. I will be selling those. I do offer that option for several other vehicles. Now, kind of get in here. So this right here is the clutch slave. Now, this is actually mostly plastic, is what most of it is. But there's actually up in this area here, there's actually, get it in so you guys can see it. So up in this area here, there's actually a flow restrictor for the clutch. So I'm going to see if I can remove that. If I cannot remove that, then I'll be going through and kind of either figuring out a new slave. I may even end up going to hydraulic throwout bearing. I'm not exactly sure specifically how that's going to work out. We're going to be replacing our overflow. We are likely going to be possibly even getting into the radiator on doing it. So all of our AC lines go away, all of them. I know that sounds exciting, right? All this stuff. We're going to be disassembling our AC compressor. The bearing is on the front side of it, and so we can delete all the internals out of it. That'll do away with pretty much our HVAC system as far as AC goes. I will be trying to see if I can figure out a solution for a passenger motor mount. Now, this right here is the ABS pump. So coming out, these are, brake lines. This is the feed from the master, I believe. I believe this is the master feed. Probably not. These are probably the master front and rear. So anyways, I haven't chased down the lines. These are all going to be replaced. I will be replacing these with our own custom lines. I already ordered all the stuff to be able to do that, so that's good. Now, Strut Tower Bar. I'm going to be removing that, This is just a cheap one. It really doesn't do much. I know people are like, it improves a whole lot. It really doesn't do much. especially since like you're basically going to be flexing it right here at these joints. There's nothing crazy. So let's move back to the header. Now, the header is a problem. I've had problems with it. Now, I've been having transmission problems, and I believe that that's because of the header. Now, the header actually touches the transmission on the backside. It's actually been rubbing the transmission on the backside. And so the header is basically killing off our transmission. I'm pretty sure that that's where our excess heat from the transmission is coming from. So that's going to be going away. We've got Powerneedy that's going to be building a new one, all that good stuff. But I may replace some of the bushings and some of my mounts, so on and so forth. But that pretty much sums up what's going on in the engine bay. One thing I did forget to mention is Head Games is actually building us a custom head. Not necessarily custom. They're porting and polishing it. And then they're doing some other things, so on and so forth. We should be pushing more power. And then we're also going to be either swapping to E85, or I may end up just going straight race fuel. Haven't fully decided on that. It may even be E85R. Not exactly sure how that's going to go. But we should be pushing more power. And this next season, hopefully, with our transmission, we're going to cryo treat it. Hopefully that kind of helps with our issues with constantly having issues with it. If that fixes it, great. If not, I have bigger plans. All right, so we've got our front area. You know, this is our front wheel well, all that exciting stuff. Brakes going away. These rotors are a pain in the ass to get. The only place that I have found that you can actually get these is directly from Corksport. I'm not particularly fond of them, so we are going to go ahead and we are going to be pulling these off. I've got Brembos that we will be putting on. We may even do a custom, I believe that they're 6C something stop techs. But anyways, so we may end up doing a custom stop tech set. Who knows? But for the most part, that's not too big of a deal. We will be, again, we'll be doing brake lines, but I'll end up throwing in dry brakes so we can disconnect the brakes at any given time. But that pretty much sums up for the front. So we're back here at the back. Now, brakes are factory. That's not a big deal. That's not a concern. But we're going to be rebuilding, and we're going to be making new camber arms. These will be custom offered by me. So I will be selling those. They will be made to order. Our toe arm that's down here, I'll be custom making those. We will also be swapping out to poly bushing here. These will remain spherical bearing, but that'll be a poly bushing. It'll be spherical on the inside. And then get it in here. So our springs will likely remain the same. The bracket that's right there, that's Corksport's headlight adjuster. I'm actually going to remove that. I freaking think that thing's garbage. I have constant issues with it. Onto the ground we go. So this here, we've had issues with this sway bar. We've bent lockers. We've bent all the different kinds of stuff. It's actually bent wrong on each side. We temporarily fixed it by welding on sway bar lockers. That's on a previous video. But we did a temporary fix for that. That has worked okay for this season. But I'm going to see if I can get to replacing that sway bar. If I can, sweet. If I can't, well, that's what it is. But I'm not going to stress too much on that. Now, the exhaust. This exhaust goes all the way forward. This exhaust is going away. So I'm going to be swapping to a full titanium exhaust, you know, all the way out from the header all the way back will be titanium. All right, let's go ahead. Let's jump inside the car. Now, this is our Brom Racing harness bar. This is actually also going away. So all this in here, we're actually going to be caging it, all that good stuff. But all these wires, you know, I've got wires all over the freaking place, you know, wires. I'm going to see In the next few videos, I'm going to be going through seeing what of those I can actually delete, and I'll be trying to get rid of as much of that as possible. Okay, jumping to the front. Now, this here, this is my factory dash, all that good stuff. I'm going to be seeing if I can remove the factory dash, see if it'll allow me to do so. If it does, great. I'm going to be running it with no dash. That way it drops a lot of weight if we can do it. But that kind of gets, all of that taken care of. Now, this right here is the airbag control module. I'm going to be rebuilding this bracket, possibly even moving this, but I kind of want to get it somewhere, someplace that it's not. Take that out because I didn't realize it was there. But we're going to be going through and figuring out something to do here. That way it's not kind of a cluster. I will be shortening my shifter linkage. All this spacing right here, I think it kind of looks funny. I'll be shortening it. That'll be coming in the next few weeks. Now, up underneath the dash is all of my HVAC stuff. All that stuff's going away. Again, we'll try to be deleting that. Our Aeroforce gauges are going away. We're going to be going over to a Motec dash. So all of these will go away. Again, like it's plug and play. That'll be sold. So that pretty much wraps up the inside changes. Okay, so getting to the body, our hood is going to end up staying. Now, our front bumper, there's going to be some changes going on the front bumper. I'm going to kind of be changing up the grill a little bit, hopefully. Front lip is going away. Our front bumper will be modified. We're still waiting on confirmation from all that stuff to verify, blah, blah, blah. I kind of don't want to get our hopes up too high, but big things are coming. So that'll end up changing. The fender vent's going away because we will be sucking air out through a different way. Now, we'll talk about it too. This next season, our wheels from last season and the last previous couple seasons, those are actually going away. We are going to be swapping over to Forged Star wheels, but we need to know what width we need, and then we'll finalize the order on that. But we will be swapping over to Hoosier R7s. So that's going to be changing. That's going to be big. That's going to give us a lot of freaking good time, so on and so forth. Our driver's door panel will remain the same. Passenger rear, that'll change. Our side skirt along the bottom, that'll be gone, but this will change. And then our rear quarter panel will change, and then our rear diffuser or rear lip, whatever you want to call it, that's going to be coming off. That's changing, so that's going to be a big deal. But then our wing, we've had this for quite a while. That's actually going away. We're going to be building something else. Not exactly sure if we're going to go back to factory wing here and then build our wing on top of that or what. But that's all going away. Okay, so that kind of goes through, that shows you pretty much what's going on the body. Now, things that I'm not going to show just because it's, crazy down low and I don't really feel like getting on the ground for the 20th time, is we're going to be building a front splitter. We are going to be trying to flat floor the entire car all the way back. Now, when we go through and we flat floor it, that means new side skirts, flat. That means also rear diffuser. So that's going to be a big change. I know that the guy that we are going through and all that stuff, he claims that we should be able to see upwards of about 500 pounds of downforce on the front splitter if we really want to push it that far. We should be seeing really good numbers on the rear diffuser. That also means that we're going to be going to a big wing. So stay tuned on that. that should be coming early spring. We should be seeing that. So that kind of summarizes up this video. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, the next one we'll be starting to get into the wiring, starting to pull the engine, starting to do all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you on the next video.